Hey, this is Chris here. I noticed a couple of you have subscribed to my channel, and I just wanted to show you my appreciation for that by adding some new contents. I've been thinking for a while now about doing video reviews, but haven't really gotten around to it mainly because I don't really feel comfortable being on camera or speaking on camera even. So I just made a bit of a test clip today, trying to figure out the camera angles and the lighting and whatnot. So just until I get something completely finished up, I thought I'd share it with you so you can see how it's roughly going to look. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to this review of the KWC 1911 CO2 full metal gas blowback pistol. My name is Chris. Most of you probably know me as NonEx on the forums, and obviously here on YouTube my screen name is CJAwesome83X. I believe this channel is on. So let's get to it. Here it is, the box for the KWC 1911, and let me just tell you a little bit about the why I bought this gun. I was looking for a full metal 1911 pistol with CO2 capabilities, and initially I was looking at the KJW model, but I really can't stand the enormous bumper that they have on their CO2 magazines. Totally ruins the classic 1911 look for me. So it wasn't really an option, and I prefer CO2 powered guns over green grass. So this model came out just around the time that I was looking to purchase this 1911, and I watched the review on Red Wolf Airsoft for this model, and it looked pretty good. So I went ahead and bought it, and I was really impressed actually. KWC to me has always been a low-end brand, not really something I was actively looking for when buying guns. You know, I've seen them around on websites and videos. Previously to this one, I've never owned or handled a KWC gun, so yeah, I'm really impressed with this piece. For it's about $100 to $110 from the HK shops, and yeah, let's open it up and take a look. So first you have the KWC catalog, and it's actually a poster that you have to fold up, so I'm not going to show you all of it, but it has most of our models in there. You also get a brief instructions manual for the gun. It's called a KCB 76 by KWC. So you know, just has your basic information here on how to load it and field strip it and whatnot. Here you see the actual gun itself, and hopefully you can notice from the video here the quality and look of the finish. It's really beautiful, classic World War II gray. The grips are a little bit plasticky and shiny, but definitely decent. In the box you also get the hex key to install the CO2 cartridges. I'll show you how to do that in a second here in the video. Let's just take that out. There you go. And let's take a look at the gun itself. So here it is. Yeah, that's what the magazine looks like. I'm getting a lot of shadow there. So what I'm really impressed with here is that they managed to make a flush magazine base for this gun. You see, there's not a lot of room in the magazine for a CO2 cartridge, and definitely not in the first of all, let's just go ahead and do a safety check here on this gun. I know it's not a real firearm, but practicing safe gun handling is always a good thing. And I have obviously my camera up here and a small monitor over there, and also I have the TV not too far away and exposed speaker front elements, so I don't want to accidentally shoot any of that. So first thing I'm going to do is lock the slide back, take out the magazine, and as you can see, the magazine is not loaded with a CO2 capsule, thus making the gun unable to shoot anything. So, but still, just double check no BBs in the magazine. And what I like to do also is sometimes, you know, you dry fire your gun, and there might still be a BB in the chamber here, so you just think, oh, I'm gonna have some fun, and you load this up with CO2, put it in the gun, and you take your first shot, and bam, let's say you're watching a movie. I know I do that a lot, sit with my gun when watching a movie and TV series. So, you know, I don't want to blow out my TV, so I'm just going to use a regular cleaning rod and unjamming rod and put that down the barrel here. And as you can see, nothing in there. So we're safe and good to go. Getting a lot of shadows here, so it's not really... I'm not sure you can see the trademarks here, but there's a serial number. These are laser etched, I believe, or engraved, because you can feel it when you... So they're not just painted on. Which is kind of a bad thing, because it says right there KWC made in Taiwan. You might prefer to not have it there, but it's going to be hard to remove without repainting the gun. Also down here it says caliber 6mm. So let's just do a quick field strip here. Obviously we've already safety checked the gun, so first thing you do is remove the magazine, put it to the side. Then there's two notches here on the slide, one for the slide lock or slide stop that locks it back when it's empty, and right there behind it is the disassembly notch. So what you need to do is line that up with the little notch here and the slide stop lever. So you pull back the slide, and right there you can see we're in the notch. What I like to do is put one finger here inside the ejection port and hold it back, and that way I can easily move it. And then with my other hand, just push on the protruding part of the slide stop to make it come out. So you hear that little pop, you can grab it and pull it out, put it to the side, and the slide should come right off after that. So you got your frame and your slide. Now let's put the frame to the side for now. Let's just keep it in view of the camera here. Right there is good. There are a couple of ways you can do this. There's no real particular order, but a good thing is to start by removing the spring, so you don't have any accidents. There's not a huge amount of tension on this, but it's a spring nonetheless, so be careful. I like to place my hand, you know, around it, like so. Let's just see. There we go. And pulls right out. There you have your spring and your spring rod, I guess. And also in the slide you have your recoil spring plug. One thing I don't like about the design of these things is on almost all Airsoft versions I've seen, this is held in by the both this protruding part up here, but also the rim around the back side here. So it's actually holding on to the back edge of this part right here. And on a real 1911, the only thing that's holding this in is the barrel bushing. Well, let me just put it back in here. And so the contact, that the bushing makes with the recoil spring plug is what's holding it in. And it's not so much of a big deal on this model, since we have don't have a full length recoil spring. It's still fairly easy to disassemble, but when you have a full length recoil spring in there and it's stretching all the way up here, what you need to do to disassemble is with the spring in, pull this back like that, push that forward and pull out. And that can be very tedious to do. So anyway, enough of that. And one unique feature of this gun is, you saw it earlier when I accidentally popped off the bushing here, is that it actually has a dual recoil spring. So it has the regular recoil spring, but it also has a recoil spring around the barrel, which gives it a little bit more snap when you shoot it. So you pull that spring out, and one thing to notice here is it's slightly tapered off to the back end and slightly larger up here. So if you reverse it, you're going to run into some feeding issues with the gun, so keep that in mind. And once you have those springs out, you can remove the barrel assembly like so. Standard 1911 style barrel with the locking lugs right there, which lock into these notches in there in the slide. And that's it for the field trip. So once you're down to this level, you can start cleaning and lubricating the gun. And what I like to do usually is just check that the muzzle here is moving freely. So you pull it forward with your fingernail and let it go, and it should spring back easily and with some force, which this does. So I'm good. Yeah, let's put it back together again. Put the barrel in, then you can put the barrel recoil spring in. Remember the tapered side. Let's see, yeah. The side with the fewer coils at the top is the back end. So that goes in. The barrel bushing in, and then you put the recoil spring tube in, plug in, spring goes in next. Can't see shit because my hands are in the way. And then you simply force the recoil spring into place. Or sorry, the recoil spring plug and spring. There we go. So it's back together. And now we have to put the slide back onto the frame of the gun. And there's not really much to do here. You just put them on the rails. And what I usually do is push down on the little notch back here so you don't damage it. That's the disconnector. Push that down, make sure the slide goes on top, and then usually you have to wiggle it a little bit to make everything line up inside. Once you got to this point, same thing as when you took it down, line up the notch, get your slide stop here and put it into the hole in the frame, line up the holes and snap it in place. And that is retained by the little plunger here in the the lower the frame. Let it go forward and rock it a couple of times just to make sure it's on there nice, and drop the hammer, insert the magazine, and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.